Highlander, released in 1986, is a cult classic that unexpectedly spawned a franchise. It was a brilliant mix of fantasy, action, and had an iconic Queen soundtrack. Directed by former music video director Russell Mulcahy, the film told the story of Connor MacLeod, played by Christopher Lambert, an immortal warrior battling through the ages to be the last one standing and claim the prize. The film weaved between the misty Scottish Highlands and gritty 80s New York, with this raw, almost mythic vibe. Sean Connery played Ramirez, MacLeod's wise mentor. Despite having what was essentially an extended cameo, he was one of the best aspects of the film, stealing every scene. It wasn't a huge hit, earning about 12 million worldwide, but it became a staple on VHS and late-night TV. Fans loved its heart and that unforgettable line.
There can be only one.
It wasn't exactly crying out for a sequel, but we got one in 1991, and what we got was, well, a bit of a shock. Hey everybody, welcome back. Today I'm tackling a film that's infamous for all the wrong reasons, Highlander 2: The Quickening. A movie I used to hate, but now kind of enjoy. Originally I thought this sequel was a total disaster, but thanks to some revised editions, I have to say it's become a guilty pleasure of mine. Highlander 2: The Quickening hit screens in 1991, and it's like the filmmakers took the first film, tossed it into a sci-fi blender with parts of Blade Runner and Total Recall, and cranked it to the max. The rest of Russell Mulcahy, who gave us the original's moody charm, wanted to go bigger. Producers Peter S. Davis and William N. Panzer saw the cult success of the first film and aimed for a blockbuster. But instead of sticking to the historical fantasy of a mortal swordsman, instead they went full cyberpunk dystopia. In the far-off future of 2024, Connor MacLeod is an old man, and he's built a giant shield to save Earth from a ruined ozone layer. The tone of this film is neon-drenched, over the top, and completely different from the first film's grounded style. Then there's the twist that had fans gobsmacked. The Immortals are aliens from the planet Zeist. Yep, Connor and Ramirez, our Scottish and Egyptian heroes, are now exiles from a planet that sounds like a knockoff soda brand. It's like swapping a Celtic legend for a Star Trek reject. I have to say I was baffled when I first saw it. Like, what happened to the original's mythology that I loved? It felt like a completely different franchise entirely. Why did they go with this bizarre alien plot? In the 2004 special edition DVD extras, they explained that the producers wanted Highlander 2 to stand out in a sea of fantasy sequels. They thought a sci-fi angle would pull in a bigger crowd and justify the $34 million budget, massive for the early 90s. Writer Peter Bellwood pitched Zeist as a way to explain the Immortals' origins, and the producers jumped on it. Personally speaking, I think the producers saw this random sci-fi script, read it, and thought, we can adapt this. Russell Mulcahy wasn't thrilled, but went along, hoping his visuals would carry the day. Spoiler, they didn't. Christopher Lambert, back as Connor, was diplomatic, but puzzled. In a 1997 Sci-Fi Channel interview, he said he trusted Russell's vision, but admitted the alien stuff was, quote, tough to grasp. Sean Connery, returning as Ramirez, was more blunt. In a 1991 Starlog interview, he called the script a right mess, but signed on for the paycheck and because he liked working with Lambert. He even said, quote, I'm not sure why I'm in space, but it was good fun. Classic Connery, always keeping it real. When it came to filming Highlander 2, it was like trying to navigate an asteroid field blindfolded. Production moved to Argentina to save money, but it was a nightmare from the start. Argentina's economy was tanking, with inflation spiraling, which sent the budget into chaos. The crew faced power outages, missing gear, and local protests shutting down filming. Things got so dire that the Bond company who insured the film swooped in like corporate overlords. They sidelined Russell Mulcahy mid-production, basically firing him before editing had even started, essentially kicking the director off his own movie. The editing room was where it all imploded. The Bond company butchered the film, cutting key scenes, rearranging others, and leaving plot holes you could fly a spaceship through. For example, Connor's sword changes mid-fight for no reason. Just pure editing madness. The result was a disjointed mess that felt like it was stitched together by someone who'd never seen a movie before. It's no wonder fans were left scratching their heads. When Highlander 2 landed in theatres in 1991, it was torn to shreds. Critics didn't just dislike it, they obliterated it. Roger Ebert gave it half a star, calling it, quote, utterly incomprehensible. The New York Times described it as a chaotic, noisy disaster. Fans were gutted. I remember watching it on VHS and feeling like I'd been betrayed. I wanted my money back. The film made just $15.6 million in the US and Canada, a flop for its $34 million budget. Lambert, in a 1995 Fangoria interview, said he was heartbroken by the reaction, but stood by the film's ambition. Connery, in his Starlog, shrugged it off, saying, "Not every film's a winner, but I enjoyed myself." Meanwhile, fans like me were not enjoying ourselves at all. Hope wasn't lost though. In 1995, Russell Mulcahy got a chance to salvage his vision with the Renegade version on home video. The producers, stung by the backlash, let him re-edit the film. This cut added 16 minutes, including scenes that fleshed out Connor's motivations and Louise's role, played by Virginia Madsen. Most importantly, it ditched the Zeist alien nonsense, making the Immortals come from a vague, mystical past instead. It's not perfect, but it's a huge step up. The pacing is smoother, the fights make more sense, and the story feels less like a fever dream. One scene that still raises eyebrows is the infamous moment between Connor and Louise in the street. In the theatrical cut, they share a kiss in an alley. In the Renegade cut, they, as director Russell Mulcahy says, start banging each other against the wall, fully clothed, like they're staging a bizarre performance piece. Lambert, in the 2004 DVD documentary, laughed about it, saying he and Madsen were just following orders, but felt it was a bit much. Mulcahy, in the same documentary, said the Renegade cut was closer to his heart. For me personally, this version was when I started thinking, okay, this might actually be watchable. But then came the 2004 special edition, and this is where Highlander 2 became a guilty pleasure I just couldn't resist. Building on the Renegade cut, this version added over 100 new or improved special effects. The ugly reddish-brown shield, now sleek blue, as Mulcahy always wanted. Cheap matte paintings were swapped for detailed CGI cityscapes. The sound got a DTS upgrade, making every sword clash and Queen track pop. David Ryan from DVD Verdict gave it 69 out of 100, calling it way better than the original, and strangely entertaining. Lambert was pleased, saying in the DVD documentary that he was proud of the new cut, because it respected the fans. Connery, in a 2004 interview clip, said he liked it better, but still thought it was pretty wild. This edition turned Highlander 2 from one of the worst movies I'd ever seen to, well, just dumb fun. So why did the producers go back to fix this disaster? Simple. Because they respected the fans. By the mid-90s, Highlander had a massive cult following, thanks to the TV series and VHS sales. Fans were vocal about hating Highlander 2. Petitions, letters, and early internet forums were buzzing with complaints. Producers Davis and Panzer saw a chance to redeem the film and cash in on the home video market. They funded the Renegade cut and later the special edition to restore Mulcahy's vision and win back the fan base. And you know what? It worked. DVD sales were solid, and the special edition became the go-to version. Currently, it's the only one that's currently available. It's a rare case of filmmakers actually listening to fans and pulling it off. For me, it's proof that even a flawed film can become a guilty pleasure with some TLC. So why is Highlander 2 a guilty pleasure now? It's completely bonkers, but it's fun bonkers. The special edition leans into the absurdity. Christopher Lambert's squinting intensity is just pure 90s cheese. Sean Connery as Ramirez, back from dead for no clear reason, is clearly having a ball.
Watch it. She's wanted by the police.
I didn't realize the police had such good taste.
Michael Ironside as General Katana is so over the top, he's practically a comic book villain. And I love it. The action is ridiculous. Sword fights in a neon dystopia, random explosions, hoverboard chases, and a plot that's all vibes, no logic. It's like a B-movie with a blockbuster budget, and it knows it. It's not trying to be the first Highlander. It's its own wild thing. It's the kind of film best watched after having a few drinks, ready to laugh at how unapologetically mental it is. So here's my hot take. Highlander 2, in its special edition form anyway, is the best Highlander sequel. I know that's not saying much considering what came next. Highlander 3 ignores this film and played it safe, but it was essentially a poor remake of the original. Highlander Endgame tried to bridge the movies and TV series, but it felt like a stretched TV episode. And don't even get me started on Highlander the Source. It's so bad it makes Highlander 2 look like a masterpiece. Seriously, don't watch it. It's a waste of time. This film takes huge swings. Cyberpunk visuals, an insane plot, and an energy that's impossible to ignore. It's not perfect, but it's the Highlander sequel I keep revisiting. I recommend you give it a watch. It's one you'll laugh about with friends, debating its sheer audacity. For me, that makes it well worth revisiting. Highlander 2 The Quickening went from a film I couldn't stand to a guilty pleasure, thanks to the Renegade and special editions. It's a wild, messy sci-fi romp that's just pure entertainment. So what do you think of Highlander 2? Is it a disaster, a hidden gem, or just plain weird? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. Consider subscribing if you haven't done so already. Share this video out there, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye for now.